Yeah. So it's like I want both. And it's kind of like, that cross, that threshold or that cross something energy, where it's like, okay, like, I don't know, retirement or something. I don't know what it feels like. Why that feels that way. It's like almost like I'm coming, but this is like my fulfillment here. This is what you sent me here for. And it's almost like somebody is getting impatient. But I feel like, again, all this time, this is what I was supposed to be doing these past 2 years or whatever. But instead, people wanted to be controlling, or people wanted to, what I'm saying, bind me or block me. It's almost this energy, y'all. I'm sorry. I feel like there's this energy of something that has to do with a mothering a mothering energy and a lover's energy, the world energy. And there's some energies here that don't want me to go. It's almost like not until you bless me, right? And and sometimes I'll be honest, I was feeling like that with some energies that came into my life. But I don't think nobody can bless me but source. And I feel like that's what's going to be happening. I know that there's good people. I know that there's good things to come. I just want to be here to help with building it and help with um and to experience it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that. It's just that. But I do feel like this loving, like this energy, what I feel with this connection with source, I don't know, lately, it's just making me just want to, I don't know. It's kind of like that Empress card that I have with that alternative deck. When now she's laying there and she has this cheetah at her side and she's just very relaxed now. It's just like the weight is off my shoulder for a moment here. I don't know why. It may just be what I'm feeling right now. Okay. I had to go ahead and take my medicine. I hadn't taken it in a long time. So, because I don't like prescription stuff, but sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I have to admit that, whatever I got going on, I do, need that sometimes. So, um, yeah, I just don't like that. I don't like controlling. I don't like restriction. I don't like that. So even if it was, I was just thinking about serpent energy, even if there was some serpent energy with me where I liked it to constrict or hold on, like even with my children, I didn't want them to go to daycare. I didn't send them to daycare. In school, I was very defensive and, and so it's, I think I learned that more during this time when I've been going through this, but also I was going through other things like my older three children leaving the home and starting their own lives. You know what I'm saying? And so it's, learning how to release a little bit, right? I feel like that's how I've always been with my children. But when it comes to anybody else, you see what I'm saying? So I could, in a sense, with that viperous energy that we read about a while back, I do think at some point in time, I did carry that trait. And like I said, with my own children. But I've never been that way. Like I said, when it comes to, it's maybe like more cobra energy, I guess. When it comes to, what was I going to say? To others, right? Because again, I'm a protector when I care. It's just an automatic thing for me. And maybe it comes with that whole Pentagon energy or that Sekhmet energy or wearing that particular crown as a defender or protector of the people. But it could be a bloodbath if you come for her children. And I feel very much so like with this administration, they opened up a gate. They allowing for another flood. And that's why me in this administration is bumping heads. Because I talk a lot about the race-based energy I had in the past is what I used to share, not teach. I don't like that term either. With the people. If you go back on this channel, we've gone through a process here. But it's never been for me to harm or hurt other groups or races or anything of that nature. But I told y'all, when we dealing with emotions, it automatically goes that way for some people. And if you don't know how to process that, then people gonna take everything I say wrong. And that's just it. Because if a child is in danger, I don't care what color. If it's a person in danger, I don't care what color. I don't. Do you see what I'm saying? When I see these things, like I said, I watch people a lot. I look at things. I observe. I've been very observant my whole entire life. And it's the same stuff back in the day that I'm seeing now. And it's just like we could do so much better as a people, and I'm not leaving out the rest of the world. You see what I'm saying? I'm not leaving out the rest of the world. But right now, Source has me focused on this land. Because I think America is that place where everybody looks to for something. Right? And so when are we going to actually be that? Instead of just saying it with our mouths? How long will it take for us to see that a lot of these things are divisive measures to keep us separated and keep us, fighting about things that don't matter? To push buttons. Where is Black Lives Matter right now? When there's more deaths and stuff going on in these neighborhoods that's not being really aired because we're talking about the same stuff over and over and over and over again, and there's no progress. Where are these people? Again, maybe I'm X'd out of life, or I'm not because I don't have cable or whatever it is. But where are these people? Where is Maori? Where are these people? And this is not to pick on anybody. I'm just picking specific names that I remember were so ride or die at some point in time when it came to tearing up the country and causing division and causing fear. Well, I won't say fear, but causing a form of active, like an activist energy towards, like when it came to so-called Black lives, right? To me, there's no such thing. It's a misnomer. There's no such thing as Black people. And when we start to be able to fix certain things like that, small things like that, just keep it real as to what it was, and that most so-called Black people are really just Americans that descend from the people that was in this land prior to colonization. Okay? As the so-called Indians. Once we come to, that's how you start to build back better. By being honest and truthful. Not trying to stop people from talking about the true essence of the people. Because it does something. It gives something back to the soul of America. So if we were fighting for the soul in order to improve it, we would start there. But if we're fighting for the soul to ruin it, you would attack and attack and attack. And God is going to show you that and see, that's what I feel, that you don't really control. But we have to know who we are. That's the mistake that they made. We have to know who we are. And we have to know that we belong here. And there's no more back to Africa and none of that shit. We have to know these things. And this is why this is very important. For me, of course, to get back, to get in, I won't even say back, okay? To move, to be able to allow people to mentally unchain the brain and then move into being more progressive as a people and bringing that something back. Why would we have to wait to talk about this Wall Street and keep talking about how, they did it. Well, right now we have a certain type of freedom. And there's a lot of people that have gained access to land and resources and all these things. And I don't know, I can't tell you what they're doing with it. But I just feel like people it's more when I'm listening to some of these main people in the so-called indigenous community, it's more about let's get this or get that or whatever. And there's some, again, like I said, I have people that I feel some kind of way about that I know been in my energy, or I know whatever, they started out some kind of way with me. And then now they may have changed their mind. And I can still deal with them. But I'm talking about when it's something else about some of these energies that I just can't even look in their face. There's people that I want to not like, but I see their contribution to society and other people. Just because they didn't like me and they did me wrong doesn't make it where they should not be able to be progressive and be able to live and thrive and do things. I don't care about none of that. That's a forgiving energy. That's something that you can look past and say, hey, I see why this person did this or whatever, but look what they're doing. That's what I'm saying. I just wish that more people could be like that. And I don't talk about my feelings about this kind of stuff that much, but I just felt like I went all the way in 0 to 100 earlier, and I'm leveled right now. And I'm just in my feelings for some reason, because it really was hurting me looking at people in the grocery store. And I really wasn't looking at the prices or nothing like that, or the empty shelves or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I was more looking at the people. I was feeling the energy. It did something different to me, because I'm also I'm not emotional, but when it comes to me seeing people suffer and people trying to put weights on them and trying to restrain them and constrain, it hurts. Especially good, decent people. We all want the same thing. Happy, healthy, somewhat wealthy. You know what I'm saying? But we're talking about this abundance, whether it's within or uh, uh, something that's tangible. We all tell me that you can't say we don't all, but sometimes jealousy and greed and stuff gets in the way, and those people are just they just funny. I just don't, it's foreign to me. It's foreign to me. Because I will give. I will give. I give my heart, give. And today I was just sad because I'm like, man, all this stuff we could, so many things could have been going on. And I know these people think they have it under wraps, but it's just the same thing as to say that these stones, if it's not properly done, these stones will fall. Everything will be turned over or whatnot. How can you dislocate or disconnect or take away the head of something and just be dealing with the body and some Frankenstein built back better energy? That is not gonna flow on this land no more. I don't know, I'm getting this cold sense right here. It's the souls of the women especially that have come before me, and the men. It's like they hear, as above so below. It's like they're here. They are the ones. Like, I really do feel, yes, I do have a connection with ancestors, and those again that are, I don't, passed on or over into another, you know. And they're proud. I'm proud of us, those of us that are doing something and trying to uplift other people, and they are too. And that's why this energy that's here, that's doing this wrong, that's doing these evil things and wicked things, it just can't. Trying to make everything so advanced. It's a good, when we're talking about advanced technology and stuff like that, it's good in a sense, but some of it is not. And the thing we need to fear the most right now is this advanced tech and science. But it's always been chains on the brain. I know they gave us a perception of chains and shackles on people's legs and stuff like that. But again, your mind can also have you stagnant. The way people think. It's been me before. It's been me before. And it's like, people don't even give you a chance to do something. Maybe some people are sitting around like me that have masterminds and plans and things they want to do and help to build back or to build or whatever. And just because they didn't get some kind of degree or something, they're overlooked. Just because they don't dress a certain way, or they don't talk a certain way, or they're not politically correct, they're not able to. And now that's what's really going to change this world. Not telling a child that they can be president, knowing good and damn way that the system is set up for them to never really be president. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I forget what we're talking about when we're talking about presidency. We're talking about real people, real I feel a God energy on this plane, a Christ energy. That's it's giving me that Christ is going to reign forever energy. It's a energy. It's a something. You know, it's just it's making me think about the whole energy of like you know, no musicians shall play there again or whatever, which is making me think about on the physical, like the entertainment industry, but it's also making me think about again um, possibly like a fallen energy here. Okay. But I feel like, again, it's not the case. I think that that's the way somebody wants it to be. I feel like that right there, that part is telling me something that somebody did um, in order to cause a snare or cause a fall. This is somebody being pushed and pushed and pushed and bullied and bullied and again. And I feel like, again, whatever they're trying to do to get me to every time I step in that snare, even if I do make a mistake and step into it, Source is freeing it. Because again, he knows my heart. The ancestors know my heart. The people, I hope, that come in contact with me knows my heart. With my group, it's not a big group or anything like that, but I was one of the groups that allowed all people, the Moors, the Indians, everybody to come in and speak their piece and say, deal with it. As long as nobody's being disrespectful or you know, threatening anyone. I share other people, even I could be working on my business, but I used to sit there all the time and share other people's um, information there if it's going to be helpful. I share other people, you know what I'm saying? So that's just always been, and maybe that's what Source is trying to show me now, that I put you here to do all those things. You line this stuff up. But I feel like I was frustrated and I'm frustrated because I feel like these other people have been doing things on my behalf and they haven't been totally honest with me. And they haven't been, they're putting another face to it and they're doing all these things and not letting me have a say so, but using my name or brand. Like, how does that feel? Like how would that make you feel when you know you here to do something and also putting things in place to cause a disconnect between you and Source? I feel like that's what the firmament is. The firmament was like this shield or something to keep me away from Source, to make it seem like I'm different and I'm odd and I'm not included, or maybe even to block my gifts or my connection to Source, to make it so Source can be looking at down. And I'm not saying nobody's in the sky, right? But looking in at me like, well, this person ain't doing nothing. There's no advancement. So we have to use, and the whole time it's just been, again, messengers manipulating and misleading, and miscommunication. You know what I'm saying? So I see these things, but again, I don't have all the answers to get out all the time, right? You know? And everybody needs a helping hand sometimes. I keep thinking back about what a lot of things that Pac said. Because again, the whole serpent energy was bringing me back to the Quetzalcoatl energy in Tupac Amaru, I believe. And like I said, the Moshe people, the original dark skinned people, or some of the old world dark skinned people that were in that area with the pyramids that are older than the ones in Egypt. Modern day Egypt, okay? Because again, ancient Egypt is the Americas. Memphis, Cairo, Illinois, Upper Egypt, you know? It may be, again, we are going to go in and read that a little bit about the psyche, I believe, um, because it's making me very interested in something. I keep hearing like Northern Lights. the lights on or something like that. But again, I will say that, like I said, this is not a personal nothing about these energies. I don't get real personal with stuff that's too far away or out or people, I can just read energy. And I'll have to say that again, now I see the, media is kind of clowning Biden or whatever, but they didn't do that during the race. But I see what they did to Trump. So again, it's how I balance things out is what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And I feel like I connect with his energy to a certain extent because it don't matter how I feel about him personally or whatever, all these other things that's going on. I feel like he kept it real. So again, these could be tactics or whatever the fuck, however you want to look at it. But I do think it's somewhat genuine. I've never got that vibe that this is about America when it comes to the Biden administration. And I have to say the administration because a lot of times they're not the ones that's actually doing and that are making the decisions. I don't think I do think there's a shadow energy. Okay, so I don't think that they're making all the decisions, and I do have to realize that some things are coming in over from the past administration before them, right? But it's about bloodlines. It is the monarchies and stuff like that. It is, and so if you really think about it. Why change that now? That source has plucked some energies from the garden and wants to bring them up, but they don't have the same credentials that everybody else had and stuff like that. It doesn't matter because it's not going to go that way this time. It's about who is anointed and ordained to do so. So it's that whole energy of God coming down in the garden and saying, "Hey, what's going on around here? Where are you?" You see? So they hid. Because I'm hearing while you were sleeping. So again, it gives me that I can't remember if it's the Eight of Swords or not, the girl that's blinded or bound. And it's also giving me the image we were looking at earlier with the girl with the justice, and she was blinded. So it's like almost like I'm gonna do this shit with my eyes closed in. And that's how I've been doing it the whole time. And I'm sitting back wondering how much of that was provoked or from little thing, the crown of thorns, people putting thorns on my crown to get responses that would actually help them and hinder me. How many of those things did that? And I feel like Source is gonna still put that table and spread it out with the tablecloth on it, and we gonna eat. We gonna eat. And we're gonna go back to basics. I feel like, again, I don't know who could wrestle with the energy of saying that the Ten Commandments is a bad idea. It's straight to the point. I bet you if we went back to a more basic way, so there would be so much abundance. And it gives some people that would actually want to be a helping hand in the community but they just need somebody maybe personally to come in and draw them out. I feel like that's where my guides and the angels came in place and the ancestors. To give you that something to make you, sometimes you just need somebody that make you feel like you can do it, whether you're a young child or, again, a lot of us are as a child again in our adulthood. But I see how these people have, taken advantage of people that had a disadvantage. And I believe these disadvantage were something that was created in a laboratory. Okay? This is what I know. It's not you. It's not me. For those that might struggle to make connections, and maybe, you feel like you're not. It's not. You can never make me feel that way. Underprivileged or anything like that. No. Because even if we're talking about somebody that's having a problem with their pineal or something like that, I've been able to do it through it all. Still ate a piece of bacon. You get what I'm saying? It's all these restrictions, all these things that make people unsure, to make them second guess or question, or dang, I just did this sin or that sin. So, it puts a little bit of a nick in your energy or your aura when you feel like, you know what I'm saying? So it makes hold on one second, I'm doing a video. So it gives people a sense of hopelessness or something like that. Like I tell you guys, that's that one thing with me. I know I'm supposed to be doing way bigger things, but I'm sitting here trying to just build all my businesses and stuff like that. And, and it's almost like, that's what I'm saying. It's almost like I know that there's way bigger thing I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm sitting here doing something minuscule, but it's not really, because it's something, that I enjoy doing. I like doing, I'm just very creative. I like doing things, and I'm kind of excited about this new venture or whatever. But it's like, it's going to make you give up hope. If I say the wrong thing on my platform, who's listening? Oh, they're going to go ahead and do this, or, and then I had to say, so what? See, you done sat here all these years. You got all these business ideas. You done did these things. Just do it. Just do it. And nothing can stop you. If you're coming from a good place of purity, and if you're really coming from a good place and what you're doing, can't nothing stop you. And that's what needs to be installed in the people. Not fear, not mandates. Especially when we're talking about the flu. Because what happened to the real flu? What happened to a common cold? What happened to these other things? Just because nothing has come in, or the vid or whatever. Like common sense. Common sense and discernment. Common sense is not dead. And we're willing to what? Take away people's livelihood? It makes no sense at all. It never will. And I try to compromise, or I try to think, and I just cannot. It makes no sense. Because I know that this thing is something else. We're not being given the whole truth about it. They're so advanced with their science and their temperance, with their 2 cups, mixing things up, moving you away from self and self-healing and shamanism and all this other stuff that can heal people with natural things in no time. To count on big pharma to heal you with prescriptions that make you sicker, or sometimes, and that just keep you living longer but sicker. It just, stuff like that just never made sense to me. But these are the people that are running things. These industries, these corporations and things like that. It's not really what you think it is. There's no feelings there. There's no care for one another or another anything. There's no life there. But like I was saying about cutting off energy, I have noticed that a lot of people that I deleted, I wanted to just delete my whole platform. But like I said, I got really a lot of information on there. But the more people I see, when I sense their energy right away and just, delete these people off, the better off. And it's never because someone is pretty or anything, or they have something different than me or more than me. No, I read energy. I don't even really like to deal with people's, and I know I might say some mean things sometimes. Damn, that just used to be me. Cause I can cut, I could cut you deep. I really could. In school, I mean, you talking about somebody so-called cracking on motherfuckers? Like, that was me. You see what I'm saying? I could put you to silence real quick. And also, I used to be a fighter. I could put them on you real quick as well. But it had to be when somebody was doing something to me or somebody else first. And you had to be where you push me so hard where it just goes there. And that's what I feel like this whole awakening was for me when it came to finding out the truth about America and taking these steps and all the research and everything and the time that I put into it. A lot of time. So it's kind of disrespectful to have somebody else come in and take everything that I've given, and plan. It seems as though they plan on doing something without me, or, taking it and building something back better. And there's nothing wrong with the first thing. It just has never been given a chance or opportunity to show. Do you know how many amazing builders and architects and things like that are sitting in their house right now in fear of going outside or something like this? Or they don't know who they are and where they come from. It's about those roots. We have to regain that. It was always only about the education to me. If you found out something, you found land, something like this or whatever, fine. But it was never about the land and resources. That's pirate energy. To me, it's foreign energy. If that's more important to you than bringing thousands of other people, into alignment and helping and reaching out and helping people achieve that, right? Because I remember stuff what people say. I listen real closely. I watch people and I listen. And it's not to target them or anything like that. Sometimes I enjoy some of the things. Sometimes I agree with some of the things that people that, I don't get along with or that have wronged me said. It's something more sinister. Those are the things that I pick up on. That's when I'm gonna come at you. That's when I'm gonna come at you. And I ain't gonna pussyfoot around about it either. I'm gonna say, hey, you. I see you. Okay? Just how it goes. A lot of these people are probably, may benefit from me, just by putting energy into saying whatever. And a lot of times that's just what somebody wants, is for you to bring them up or something. But I want to make sure they know. I want to make sure whoever it is that might be secretly watching, I want you to know exactly what source is showing me. To not do so would not be fair to me or others. And it's a damn shame that perfect strangers now that I've gained to know through their work and the way they give and the way they love and them sharing their stories, that I will take with me. They're going to have to be vetted, but that's what it is. Even now with what's going on in my home life, I don't like to have nobody bound. I almost was very snappy today with somebody, and I said I don't like that. Because really, what's going on here? Are you ready? It's almost like I can believe I can fly. Are you ready to whatever? That's the most important thing. You can't be, it's just a thing now. It's natural. It's not guarded no more. It's not, I had to go through some of these things. I had to see certain things. I had to sense certain things. It doesn't feel good to feel like people are afraid to approach you or whatever, especially when you really haven't shown them much or many reasons why they should be. But again, or a sense of someone offering or coming in, but then never showing up. It's kind of like sitting on the porch with your backpack, waiting for your dad to come pick you up on the weekend when you're a little kid, You know what I'm saying? And then they end up going somewhere with their girlfriend. You know, I had instances that when I was a teenager, you know, when people start dating someone else or something, and then, you know, it's like an evil stepmother energy. I remember just people treating me some kind of way, and now I see, because I see Fauci in her, and I see these energies, I see this stuff, and I see this whole thing is like a matrix now in that world card energy, and how it was all about her daughter. I got pregnant at a young age and was going to give my dad his first granddaughter, and then did she see? And here she come, upset about that, didn't want no children or nothing, but guess what she did? Yeah, trap. And it's just to make sure, it's always been a whole thing of make sure that her children and her whatever is straight, and that I had to be left out. You know, I would be, one second, I'm doing a video. I would be doing something like with my daughter at that young age. I was still staying at home, and I would be going yeah. Like things like I would be, turn off the light. Like I would be making a bottle or something for my daughter or something, and then she would come in and just wake up out of the middle of the night, turn off the light in the kitchen while I'm pouring the milk, and then walk back in the room. And I would try to tell my dad these things, and he said, oh, sometimes you got to settle. And when he told me that, oh, I said, oh, no, no, no. Even her son would have his friends over there, and they would try to make fun of my name and stuff like that. You know, that new guy that they got up in that White House, you know, because he went away to the military, came back, and then he relocated. So, you know, it's almost like I'm looking at him, and I see this new guy, right? I don't know if he's a speaker. I don't know what he is, but his energy is reading to me. A couple months ago, the daughter of my dad's wife, yes, he moved away supposedly somewhere, but I remember he went to the military. I don't know why sources connecting these dots, and usually it's something there. I mean, you know, because people could be wearing disguises these days and masks. Everybody's wearing a mask, right? Right. And then my sister is in Florida, yeah. And Florida is free right now, right? And there's this Ukraine energy hovering over the Midwest where I'm at now, right? Yeah. Because they think I can't see. They think I can't see. Divine masculine, Florida. See, they think I can't see this whole setup. See, my dad was blinded by whatever this person had. What promised me to take me places, like bowling. And I would find out he was out with her and her children. See? Yeah. Things like that. Where I moved out, he had built a small room on the side of my grandmother's house a long time ago when I was little. And we lived in it a couple times for different reasons. And I had to go there. I went there and stayed by myself for at least a year or a half a year or whatever, while he grew with her and her family, right? They gifted them a house, but she didn't never want nothing for me. A wicked, oh, this is going too far. I'm going too deep, but something is telling me I gotta say it, because it's personal for me, because this whole act or this scene or whatever this is that's going on, see, I see it for what it is. I see that this is about lineage. I see it's about energy. I see it's about bloodlines and wars and Game of Thrones. And I feel like that is that possible tree that came, maybe that bird or that something that came and sat in the halupa tree or whatever the hell it is when it comes to Inanna. Because things were not the same. Things were not the same. But the funny thing is, her husband that passed, the funny thing is, I never met him. It was her children's father. The funny thing is that his family loved me to death. I was to talk when I went over there. Everybody was interested. Still now. His sister and stuff, really sweet people. It's always just been her. And so when I'm seeing these moves being made, it's very questionable here. They're pushing up on something. She never liked it. She never liked me at all. This is deeper. We're talking about other energies and entities in possession, and we're talking about this. It's always been about that. It's always been about her. It's always been about hers. Taking the essence right out of my dad. And I see it. But you're not going to take it from me. This is more than that. That's why they're talking about it's about genetics and this all this stuff. I posted some stuff in the group, y'all. Okay? Kelly, I can't remember her name. Kelly somebody. I can't remember. She got her own thing now. And I like platforms like that. Yes. But I like that conversation that she was having with, I think it was Huckabee or somebody last night. And what they were describing when it came to this whole thing about this leak and all this information. And it made me think, yes, that's what they're doing. Because I will always imagine her poisoning my dad. But I didn't realize what the poison was. See? The wicked stepmother. Energy. Wicked. And I don't care who hears it. To the core. And I've thought one day, because she did something that was, and said something that was not right for her to say. It wasn't her place. And her daughter, which is my sister, has a lot of her traits, but I love her. That's my sister. And that's the only thing I'm going to say, because that's my blood. But there's always been this animosity between my daughter and hers. And it's funny, I feel like there's some inheritance, or somebody contacted somebody and somebody's hiding an inheritance that may belong to my daughter, my first daughter. Somebody's hiding something. And it's all because she don't never want my daughter to have anything more than hers. Right? And they've always had this thing where my daughter is really sweet. She's really soft. Right? And there's always been this thing. But that's my little sister. And so I've never treated her different. I used to babysit her all the time and things like that. But I know that girl. Right? And again, that's maybe where a masculine is. And maybe their energies match more, because maybe that's what kind of energy he was bringing. I don't know. I just know I'm different. I just know I'm different, and Source formed me special. If Source formed me, again, that gem, that's something that was dug up out of that damn mine or whatever I was in, out of the darkness or under, what's that lyrics about, if would you trust a rose if it was grown out of in the dark or something like that, a flower or something. And then that's the way nature something it with the flower coming out of the concrete, I feel like there's definitely some hidden inheritance, and I feel again. Yeah. Story of my life. Same incident, even, you know, there's always been an energy between me and the people that came into my parents' life that altered the way they treated me. I felt like at a young age, my mom chose her spouse over me and would use certain instances if I wanted to visit and would tell me, oh, well, you have to ask him. And I'm like, wait a minute, but you're my mom. But it was little manipulative, little just ways because I don't know. It was always something. So it made me question, who am I? What the hell? Where are my real parents? you know? Sometimes, but I fought for them. I fought for my dad. Said, Dad, don't say nothing about mom. Don't say nothing about dad. Dad, don't say nothing about mom. You know, I could see y'all for myself. So these days, I don't tear down. I don't do that same thing and tear down the other person because things are not working out. You see, these are life lessons, dude. Now, I do have to talk about things in a more communal family way because we're dealing with spiritual warfare. I'm showing them. I know one day they're gonna turn my age or they're gonna go through this something, right? And they're gonna say we thought mom was crazy, but I remember she said this. I remember. See, I know they're going to. So it's always been that way. You can be mad all you want, but at some time in your life, you're gonna realize why I did what I did. Same thing I can say about my parents though too. Certain things I can see, and there are certain things that you'll never be able to get me to see because it wasn't right. Several times I had been dealt that by, especially on my father. I felt try to act oblivious to things with her, and with him, I feel that my mom tried to use that as a way to get me to bow down or grovel to someone that, and I mean we've been in a fist fight, shit. I actually, yeah, with my stepfather, I went in on that motherfucker. Period. Because that's just the type of woman I am or was. You get it? All right. So again, I had to go through these experiences. So I don't hold grudges or animosity or anything. I just see it for what it is. I write that shit off and keep it moving. And then when I see those things, I think about that and say, what can I do to not be like that? What can I not do? You see? But then I was dealt this hand where Source said, "No, you're gonna talk about what I want you to talk about. You're the storm. You see, the calm before the storm." Wow. I don't know. I'm seeing stormy energy. Yeah. I say these things because people can make it out. Sometimes people just need each other. Sometimes, especially when it comes to single mothers or women that stay home, sometimes they just need, and I think that's why sometimes the spiritual warfare can be different with them because a lot of them are alone. And then when this energy comes in, you see what I'm saying? So again, it depends. It's about discerning, I guess, and testing the spirits. Hmm? Because it made me think about that energy of like all the stories that we hear about like different singers and celebrities or stars, right? That whatever, it was something that happened in their life that led them to just go, you know. and start over somewhere. And it's funny because it's kind of like been on my mind, but it's almost the same thing. Like, damn, I feel like, but then this is different though. We talking about thrones. You know, I got to at least know that claim the damn throne before I vacate the area. You see? Right? Or am I prepping it for somebody else? You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's starting to be easier for me to feel like I'm going to walk away from this. But I want it to be what source want. I don't want it to be manipulated. Stop. Turn it off. Which is why it's in that drawer underneath the TV. Turn off the light. I want to make sure it's not manipulated. I want to make sure, again, and it's almost like I never thought this. So just looking at this whole situation, but it's like, I guess I never realized of outgrowing anything. You know what I'm saying? So just to outgrow whatever this is. And now I'm looking at it totally different. And now I'm looking at like, oh, you know, and I just hope, like I said, I hope to goodness it's not being manipulated. But I'm like, oh, I could just go right now. Everything, you know, I feel like, again, I've been here trying to help somebody heal, I feel, from something. You know, whether it's my job or not, I don't know. I felt like whatever, but during this process of seeing this, because I don't ever want to be like if somebody was down and I left, you know, because it's not that. It's almost like I'm sensing this there, but we're a force when we're together. And that energy is out there somewhere. That energy crossed my path sometime during this whole uh, energy in the Clareport. Okay. And I pulled compass and some other. There was 4 cards that I pulled last night, and it was about that inner something. So that like a compass energy, like something like that, like navigating. And I have to find it, you know. And I'm frustrated that, again, at a time like this, I let, you know, people come in and create blockages to block my finances and things like that. And, you know, I know that there's been a lot of work done on me, but I've been healing as I went through it. I didn't want to hit rock bottom and start healing. Every time something was tossed, I found a way to work with it. Tossed at me, I will find a way to immediately see. And that's why I don't disregard nobody, because, man, there's some people that never got up and really had their own home or their own real job, but they're beautiful people or brilliant people or people that have so much to bring to the table. And that's what I'm saying about like a reconstructive energy when it comes to welfare and stuff like that. Because, you know, yeah, it's okay to be of assistance, but it's enabling and debilitate. Is that the word? When you let somebody stay on something like that for generations. That's why there must be some type of program, especially for single women, some kind of club or something where they can have their children be in places that they can trust, with people that they can trust in their community. Some type of centers to help, you know, single mothers that might need certain things and things like this. A sister, like sisterhood, that is something that I feel needs to, especially after this whole divine masculine feminine energy shit. It's something that's gonna have to be rebuilt, but I think it's already naturally happening. That's the kind of stuff that makes me happy. Each one teach one. I don't know, I'm just wanting to talk, I guess. There should be programs, like I said, to help people then maybe become entrepreneurs or maybe something, you know, something else. Right? I'm sensible. Even when there was talk of divorce and all this other breakups and all this other stuff, you know, it's just like, you know, for me, I couldn't understand the energy that was running through the soulmate, because it's like, damn, it been this long in this what? And I felt like, again, when it comes to seers and stuff, in the readings and stuff that was coming out sometimes with some individuals, it was just, sometimes I think it was just to make me feel some kind of way. But really, this is just a natural thing, some type of thing that is being done. And I think that some parts of this was natural, but I also think some of this was forced and it was manipulated. And I had to really check and see. And I wonder if it was manipulated so much that now I'm looking at the situation like, this ain't for me. But that's only to get me to do that, to walk away. And then they will, it's almost like mind control. And it's almost like then they will control this person to act this way, or to act cold, or to act like they don't want to buy something, or they don't want to take care of their children, or they don't want to grocery shop. I've sat here and watched, and now I feel like he's going through something. And I sat there and watched the energy shift. I sat there and watched and said, you know what? There's some kind of transmuting something with this fifth generation shit that's got this person in on the outside looking in, because these people are secretly monitoring and recording to turn it into a laughing stock or a laughing matter. Like I said, hyena energy. It had me feeling some kind of way, possibly even embarrassed. But I said at the end of the day, I'm going to show you. Even if somebody doing that, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you with that. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that. And I kept on taking them damn bricks. And watch me build some shit. And y'all going to be the ones looking stupid in the end. While you worried about what's going on over here, all your bricks is about to be crumbling down. Yeah. They got advancements and all these things in order to go against certain people. Yeah. Just saying. Just saying. I know some of these people sitting on millions, and I know some of these millions belong to other people. And that's that part. While the administration is also speaking on, we will just say allegedly, offering up even more financial assistance to people that are coming into this country, when the people here are suffering and struggling and being manipulated and maneuvered into certain situations. It doesn't sound right to me. It doesn't sound right to me. While they're all ganging up on the American Empress, it doesn't make no sense to me. And why masculines would want to abuse or use or, defile or try to, or not stand up for. It don't look right to me. See, it's all to get rid of that original. It's all to exploit or say something. Oh, look how this person said they live. I ain't never told nobody how I was living nothing. I ain't never been nobody that show out, floss, none of that shit. I've always gone against the grain. Motherfucker want to get Jordans, I'll give me some Deion Sanders and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it was for me. And then I started thinking about this whole thing with the energy that was going on. And I said, now it feels like, something about like the part, like I said, about the leftovers, leaving the American women with the leftovers or something like that. Right. So it's kind of like, when it comes to this energy, that they wanted to hurt me with that, with the Three of Swords over and over again with these masculines, feminines sending their sons energies, their brother energies or other energies in here, to break my heart. Right. To sell off some illusion or something like that. And then that one day I just said, oh, I have to walk away from this. This is an illusion. It's almost like, when you go into the party or whatever, but I can't even lie and say that true feelings didn't get caught. I don't like the fact that somebody's trying to trick me into who the feelings is caught for. It's almost like somebody trying to sire me off with someone without me having a choice when I'm a whole motherfucking empress. You get what I'm saying? Some kind of arranged marriage shit, something to do with some Muslim energy when we talking Christian energy, so-called, right? If we have to pick one, right? If we have to pick one, right? To make other people happy, even though, again, I don't look at it as a religious aspect, but I know that Bible. Like it's actually genuine and it's actually authentic, actually my book, but coming from the emerald tablets, which is my birthstone. And also coming from antiquity, because I can see all the layers of it. I can see all of the layers, the shoelaces. It's like lacing up something. I can see it. I go back and forth, ping pong. I said, I'm going to prove that this book is talking about us. And I did that. Many things that I said, and I did that. And so I said I had to walk away. It kind of started feeling like some of the things, the cycles or, whatever that I was in. It's kind of like the last couple of weeks was hard for me because it's like, like I told y'all before, it feels like, again, a masculine or all of them or something like that hate me. And that's the worst thing to do to somebody is to give them the illusion or have somebody fall, you know what I'm saying, for energy that that either they take the energy away, right? And I'm talking about make sure that it was a feeling you never had before, right? And then also, or it's like, like showing up to a party, like, because that's how I used to be. I'm telling you, I was, I want to know where the boys was at, even though I didn't like, what I'm saying, even though I didn't always, hook up with one, I just had, I don't know, I just like to be around boys. Sometimes maybe I did like to be, the center of attention around boys or something. You know what I'm saying? I did. What girl doesn't? It is maybe like a sense of confidence or something. I did. I want to know where the boys was going to be. Girls too, but mainly boys, because I got along with boys better. It wasn't always just a sensual thing. I had funner with boys. When I was little, I used to climb trees. I just had more fun. I got along with them more. I wouldn't wanted to be a boy at some point in time. I would be jealous, sometimes this is probably a little bit overkill, but I would tell my other half that I was jealous of him because I wanted to know what it felt like to be a boy. Even though I would not want to change I would not want to change myself. I love being a girl. So anyways, but I felt like with this whole energy for the past couple of weeks with the divine masculine or that kind of energy, it was kind of just like the boy I like ain't coming to the get-togethers no more. You know what I'm saying? You know how when you just be kicking it or whatever. And I'd be like, the boy that I like ain't there, so I don't even want to be going no more. You know what I'm saying? It turned not fun. You come one or two more times, like, oh, he don't even be coming no more. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like that kind of energy where I'm just like, okay, well, I'm good then because I'm preserving myself for whatever. I feel like, again, I'm moving into something else. And I feel like it's source, like I said, I'm preserving myself for something I don't know. Yeah. So there's a lot of like projecting energies here. And it doesn't even hurt anymore, whatever this kind of love is. And my wedding song keeps coming on. I did what is it called? I don't know what's the name of it, but maybe it is He Is the Truth by India.Arie. And for some reason that song keeps coming up. Yeah. So I don't know, y'all. But I've been through life, like I said. And I tell these stories and I say these things because, people, you could overcome many damn things. And this nation has always been great. But it's just we haven't been doing each other too great. And I feel like it's just time. And I almost feel like I'm in the Truman Show and everybody already realized that, right? From all the work that, again, a lot of us have already put in over time. And this is just some kind of act or some kind of something here, some kind of scene, a deleted scene or some shit. And like I'm about to, You know what I'm saying? As soon as I figure out where the doorway is or whatever, I'm about to get up out of here and then see, look back and see that that was just a very small way of thinking. See, and that's what I know about not knowing every damn thing. And that it's a whole new world out there. It's almost like I'm waiting for Aladdin to bring that motherfucking carpet. Okay. All right. I don't know why I'm here like the rubbing like a genie in a bottle. Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow. But anyways, I feel like that's where I'm at right now. And I'm just like not afraid to let go of anything no more except for my baby. And I mean my child, okay? I have to protect her. I have to have her. I can't abandon her, especially seeing what I've seen with energies and stuff right here. The older girls are okay. And I can't go when I'm my D baby. But and there's also another energy of again, pulling on me, like I said, of a small child, a boy. Because I feel like something did happen. I feel like I did have a connection with somebody. And I feel like somebody did pass away. And I feel like some feminine energies or other energies that are again, it seemed, like I said, it seemed like things are coming to me, but I'm not getting them actually, because they're going into the hands of other people that are thieves. Right? The 40 thieves. I don't know why I just heard 40 thieves. I feel like these things again, and these people know that I needed help or were sent to even help me to figure out the formula for those particular things, to obtain those things. And they didn't help because I'm more of a spiritualist, right? But they would come and take. I'm more of a seer. They would come and take, but they didn't give. They didn't give. That's why I'm saying I feel like some of us are connected and we're rooted together some kind of way to this person has this, a keen thing in that, this and that. But I feel like somebody wanted to do what they were doing, but they also wanted to do what I was doing. So they did what they did and then came and tried to do what I did to eliminate me from my situation or my position in the community, within a community. And that's the whole time it can be disregarding or turning someone into an island. And then when you're done with that island, you can just blow it up. Do you get what I'm saying? So that volcano today seems like it's a representation of source saying blow. Blow. And that's probably why the fuck I exploded like that. And it's also a thing to show these people that you try to get this person to self-destruct. But bitch, you're out of luck. That's how I feel. Because again, it may have closed out a chapter for something, but it's going to be moving into something better. And all of these people are going to have to eat dust. I kept hearing all day, upon thy belly. Because you want to try to put me on my belly? They can go on their belly. Because I'm not the one manipulating situations with people. I'm not the one doing these particular things. My hands is clean and my heart is pure. And I can go to being subtle. I can go to being a house cat. But again, it's going to be an energy of who run it. Because I don't necessarily need to be in the limelight. Do I think that, again, if people have laid things down or have they have written things or they have consummated things or something, that I think that source can't rearrange that shit and put me where I'm supposed to be? Yeah. And if that's what's going to happen, I'm taking it. Again, I feel like it's all the whole energy of every knee shall bow. And while you thought you wanted to be the most high, right? I just want to be myself. I know what I'm supposed to be here to do to a certain extent, right? So I never wanted to be the most high. I just knew that I was connected directly with the most high. But it's these people that wanted to be the most high over someone that they were supposed to be coming here to help. and they hindered or put roadblocks or tried to harm or bring embarrassment to black bloodlines and family lines, and they gonna be cursed for that shit. Period. It ain't no letting up. It ain't no fun when the fucking rabbit got the gun. And can't, just like I remember somebody saying, you can't allow people to go around do this. Well, that's how you get justice for all.